My brothers and sisters, may the Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. Jesus said to his disciples, "You have heard that it was said, 'You shall not commit adultery.' But I say to you, everyone who looks at a woman with lust has already committed adultery with her in his heart. If your right eye causes you to sin, tear it out and throw it away. It is better for you to lose one of your members than to have your whole body thrown into Gehenna. And if your right hand causes you to sin, cut off and throw it away, for it is better for you to lose one of your members than to have your whole body go into Gehenna. It was also said, whoever divorces his wife must give her a bill of divorce. But I say to you, whoever divorces his wife, unless the marriage is unlawful, causes her to commit adultery. And whoever marries a divorced woman commits adultery." The Gospel of the Lord. As you recall, yesterday, Matthew recounted for us the fact that Jesus raises the bar and says that we're responsible not just by the concrete external actions we carry out, but also interiorly what's happening at the level of the heart. And so he spoke about the fact yesterday that not only is it a sin to kill someone, but if you have those bad feelings about a person, there's also a sense of sinfulness operative there as well. We get another example of it today, a very powerful one, as Jesus confronts the idea of divorce and adultery, which for many of us is a very painful experience, given the fact, especially in our present culture, how readily available such experiences are. It's interesting that at the conclusion of it, he makes the point of saying, whoever divorces his wife commits adultery unless the marriage is unlawful. And of course, that line about unless the marriage is unlawful is precisely the underpinnings of the idea of an annulment, that if someone entered a marriage without giving the sense of due consciousness of what they were doing to it, and therefore was not valid, that there's not a binding force to that relationship, although in other cases there are. For the church early on, this has always been a concern. It was, of course, back in the Reformation, especially in the context of Henry VIII and his drawing away from the church, the pivotal point for why there was this division within Christianity. And despite all of that, of course, the Catholic tradition has continued, even though it's very uncomfortable, to stay true to what the message had initially been. Today, then, we're reminded once again about not just the external actions that we carry out, but interiorly how we respond to things in our life. And we're aware from St. Paul in the first reading today at the Church of Corinth that indeed we are earthen vessels, that it's very easy for us to be fragile and broken. And yet, despite that, Paul suggests to us, because of the surpassing power of God, even this earthen vessel, as fragile as it is, can be the vehicle and the means out of which good things can happen.